we ended up doing that the first day, and I stayed, and I just kept like we all learned together.
Yeah.
And the next day he ain't come back, and I just went on
Went
with
on,
it. I
okay.
spent all my money on the equipment. All my little refund check money, all
That's
that. I went and got
cool.
everything. So
What did that first setup look like for you? What did you buy?
my first setup, I had some speakers I borrowed from my ex's cousin. So and they weren't even like monitors. They weren't studio monitors. They
It
was
was
like
just speakers.
real speakers. Yeah.
Okay, that's
So it was
serious
like a
then.
little. It was. This is like 2017. So you still had the old speakers. So it was just like the.
Yeah.
It was
The,
like the
the box
box.
joint,
Yeah. And
yeah.
then it was like it was one of them. And I had my computer and I could connect the aux. That's all I could. So
Okay.
I didn't know how to do that for a minute. But then I eventually connected the aux, and I was just using it. He had left it over my house because he was partying or whatever.
Yeah.
So he left it there, and yeah, I started using that. Then I got a laptop. I had a Chromebook.
Wow.
So if you know anything about
Don't even
Chromebook,
operate like a
yeah,
regular laptop.
exactly. Chromebook is not a regular laptop. Like, so you can't download nothing regular on Chromebook. Like anything that you think you can download, you can't do it. It has to be Google
That's
Chrome.
crazy.
So I ended up finding a site that I could produce
Okay.
on there, and I started working off of there. So it was an online site, and then eventually from there I just kept going forward. So that was my setup, and then my dad had a mic, so it was like a little throwaway mic.
Okay.
It was like a condenser. You plug it up to your computer, so I was using that to record, learn how to record. I already had the idea of how to make music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was just more to actually producing.
Doing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that was
Okay.
that was my
So
setup.
you had a
though.
set of box speakers with
Yeah.
a Chromebook and a mic.
Yeah. The
And-
mic was in my closet. The closet is like 5 feet away. I had to, put the mic in the closet, and it's my closet where my clothes is.
Yeah.
So when people come in, I'm like, all right, I gotta watch them too. You know what I'm saying?
But that
Like,
means it
it's
sounds
like-
good in there when you record, right?
A
If
little
there's clothes
bit.
in there to kind of condense the
Yeah,
sound.
yeah, a little bit. But
I've seen a lot of closet studios.
Yeah.
All right, man. Stats Level Podcast. I'm back. I'm here with another episode, man. I'm here with my guy right here, man with the plan. I had a very, very great meeting the first time we met as far as like just interaction and just built it from there. I speak a lot on relationships when we're in here talking, so I was really, really thrilled that we were able to build from that moment on. Took us all the way to Cali. And back and all of we did
we did a couple
we did
things.
been a couple things, man. We did a couple things, man. But this is Stats Level Podcast, the platform where ambition meets real talk, man. I sit down with leaders, community, change makers, everybody every week, and just sit down and have real raw conversations, man. Just to kind of, get the people something different, something good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So without further ado, it's not about me. It's about my guest here. So let us know who you are and what you do.
What's good, y'all? I go by the name of Dose. I'm a music producer, entrepreneur, event planner, host. I've done a lot of things.
Yes.
And that's just, a short list of many things that I do. I could go down the list, but that mainly what I do is produce music and events and things like that. So,
okay. So this producer thing, like that's where I kind of met you and what you were working on. Like, how did you even get into producing?
So I've been around music my whole life.
Okay.
So my pops he makes music.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I've been kind of in like birthed in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of something.
LeBron and Bronny in basketball.
You know what I'm saying?
What's your dad name? Big Dose?
Yeah, he could be Big Dose,
okay,
right?
Okay.
That's crazy.
Hey, no.
Nah, but he taught me a lot, man. Just seeing him and just being there, and he ain't never really pressured me to do the music. I actually was playing basketball up until like college, so did all that, and then I kind of just stepped into the music to come out of that. So yeah, that's really it. So
you've been around this music thing. So environment is important. So what you're around a lot is kind of what you around. Like my daughter's around me doing this podcast thing and a lot of different things she's been wanting to do. I didn't force her to play basketball, but she's been in practices and all that the whole season. So now she want to play. So you saw your dad making music and in the music industry and it just was like a natural thing for you.
Yeah.
So did he ever like show you like, you know, hey, you come in there, sit and show you how to
Oh yeah,
produce, make it? Okay.
It's like, I mean, as a kid, you know, you gonna be intrigued to do you know, certain stuff, touch stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that's what that was. Like, we just always was, you know, we used to have a beat pad, me and my brothers. We couldn't save nothing on it, but we would make beats on it, you know, and I didn't know that's what we were doing until like now it's like, oh, that's what I was doing. And my little brothers, they was better than me at it at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Who producing? Is everybody producing?
Everybody can do everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's a whole bunch of everything in my fam. So yeah.
So we're gonna come back to that music thing because I know, you know what I'm saying, you did some great things. I've seen it and been around. But you touched on basketball. Like you hit me where my sweet spot, right? So you said you played basketball all the way up until college. Like what happened? Like why'd you stop?
I just kind of fell out of love with it. Yeah, like I was I say for basketball, for me it was like just going into something that I was putting like my all into. Yeah. But like dolo. You know what I'm saying? And with it being a team sport, it kind of messed with my head a little bit. I got myself into college. Like I got myself to play. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no scholarships or nothing like that. So I had to, you know, really, I wanted to play basketball. So I went and I figured out how I could play basketball at the collegiate level. And I was good enough, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't never like I started all years in college. But I never, I got tired of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just going and trying to figure it out. Because the next level for me was the pros. So I was going to have to go find an agent, go, you know what I'm saying? And I had friends that do that. But I mean, I still got to work out and stuff like that. And I just wasn't. My senior year, I just kind of veered off into the music. That's when I jumped into the music my senior year in college. And then it just kind of like, it was just like, you know, when you find something new that you like to do and you just like hone in on it, you know? So that's what it was for me. Okay. And it's been, what, 8 years now, 8 years now. So, yeah.
So what has that 8 years looked like? Senior year, you got into the music, leave basketball alone. And then from there, you just kind of like tap in. Like, how did you even get to the producing side? Like, you could have been an artist, you could have been A&R, you could have, you know, I don't know, vocal coach. I mean, there's a lot of different lanes. I was gonna say basketball, a lot of different lanes in the music thing. So how did you even get to that producing part?
So all my teammates, they were making music. Okay. So we was all making music. Really, we all rap here and there, going just on GarageBand. You know what I'm saying? After practice, you know what I'm saying? We chilling, and that just became what we did after practice for the whole year. And that was actually my junior year in college. And then a good friend of mine, we was all chilling. So he was, man, I'm start producing. I start making beats or something like that. And I was just like, you know, okay, my dad made beats. You know what I'm saying? So I could link you in with him, and I connect the dots for people. So that's another thing for me. So like I try to put people in their best situations that, you know what I'm saying, to fulfill their potential. So that was that, and then we ended up doing that the first day, and I stayed, and I just kept like we all learned together. Yeah. And the next day he ain't come back, and I just went on with it. Okay. I spent all my money on the equipment. All my little refund check money, all that. I went and got everything. So
what did that first setup look like? What did you buy?
My first setup, I had some speakers I borrowed from my ex's cousin. So, and they weren't even like monitors. They weren't studio monitors. They was like speakers. Real speakers. Yeah.
Okay, that's
so
serious.
It was like a little. This is like 2017. So you still had the old speakers. So it was just like the box joint. Yeah. And then it was like it was one of them. And I had my computer and I could connect the aux. That's all I could. Okay. So I didn't know how to do that for a minute. But then I eventually connected the aux, and I was just using it. He had left it over my house because he was partying or whatever. Yeah. So he left it there, and I started using that. Then I got a laptop. I had a Chromebook. Wow. So if you know anything about Chromebook, don't even
operate like a regular laptop.
Exactly. Chromebook is not a regular laptop. Like, so you can't download nothing regular on Chromebook. Like anything that you think you can download, you can't do it. It has to be Google Chrome. Crazy. So I ended up finding a site that I could produce on there, and I started working off of there. So it was an online site, and then eventually from there I just kept going forward. So that was my setup. And then my dad had a mic. So it was like a little throwaway mic.
Okay.
It was like a condenser. You plug it up to your computer. So I was using that to record, learn how to record. I already had the idea of how to make music and stuff like that. It was just more to actually producing.
Doing it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was that.
Okay,
That was my
so you
setup,
had a
though.
set of box speakers with
Yeah.
a Chromebook and a mic.
Yeah, yeah. The
And
mic was in my closet. The closet is like 5 feet away. I had to, put the mic in the closet, and it's my closet where my clothes is. So when people come in, I'm like, all right, I gotta watch them too. You know what I'm saying?
But that means it sounds good in there when you record, right?
A
If it's
little
closed
bit.
in there to kind of condense the
Yeah,
sound.
yeah, a little bit. But
I've seen a lot of closet studios. Like, my uncle and a couple of people did that, and they was gonna use the closet. I'm like, you gonna use the closet? So somebody really gonna go in there with the door closed and
you gotta
record.
dress it up. You gotta dress it up. Literally, you gotta dress it up. So, but yeah, you get a lot of good stuff out of that. So that's what I did for a little minute, like the first 2 years. And then eventually got into like FL Studio, Ableton. I started on Ableton. Okay. Like that was my real first DAW, DAW digital. It's a platform that people work on. Yeah. So that was my first DAW, Ableton, and started working on that not the same laptop. I got another laptop because I couldn't do nothing on the Chromebook.
Upgrade from the Chromebook.
Yeah, I had to upgrade from the Chromebook. Spend all my money on that. So, and then I just took it from there and started learning it.
So what clicked in you that said you want to take this thing serious? I mean, because you could have did basketball, you could have started working. What were you studying while you were in college?
Business. Okay. Business admin.
So I mean, that's right around. I mean, you could do anything with business.
Exactly.
So, the degree didn't really have nothing to do with the trajectory of where you are right now. Okay. Okay. So how did you know you want to take this thing serious though? Like, what made you say, hey, look, you know what? From now until like right here where we are right now, like you've been doing music, like you've been doing this thing. Like, what made you?
I've never been asked that question. I guess I would say my peers. Okay. Like a lot of my peers that I came up with, like my homeboy D Dot, D Dot Swervo, he raps. So we played on the same team that same year. He was rapping with us, but he chose the artist route. I chose the producer route. So that's he kind of helped me. You know what I'm saying? That's a tandem. Okay. So we built that, and we built that, and then other people started to come along. So it was just like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool, but. I mean, I don't to toot my own or I always been popular, so it's just it was just about like kind of figuring out how to hone in all of that. Just being on a basketball team, people knowing you and that type of thing. It was just like you try to make some money out of it after a while. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like and the music, the music was something that was kind of working for us on campus at least, and people started to know, and we would throw parties and stuff like that. So. One of my homeboys was DJing the parties, straight YouTube DJing, but he not real scratching. He's straight switching from YouTube to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So he's really getting it out the mud. So, but yeah, we was doing a lot of that. So there was a lot of music stuff involved at the time, but I didn't know that it would come out to be this. So I was just kind of like in it with my peers, I guess. So yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, so it sounds like your surroundings like kind of really shaped where you are right now, from your dad and the music in the beginning to being around your teammates and all of y'all, into the music thing as well. To, like I said, fast forward to where you are right now is crazy. Like we're sitting in the studio where you operate out of, the connections, the network that you built along the way, man. I'm pretty sure like it's been a phenomenal ride.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man.
And that first set. So what was your first like real production? I know you said your teammate was an artist and you were a producer. Did y'all like create a song together, songs, albums? Like how did that look?
So we created a lot of that. That was the person that I kind of got my trial and error with as far as to learning. Also my cousins and stuff like that too as well. But as far as really doing it, it was just like trial and error and just kind of like my friends trusting in, hey, I got this beat, I made this beat. Or it was really like I was making beats, y'all come over, we chill, we vibe. Hey, bro, I want to rap on this. And that's what it was. And then we went from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, so it really wasn't like something planned. It was just more so like, this is what we do for fun in our spare time. Because we still hoopers at you know what I'm saying? And we known to hoop, but this is just kind of what we do in our spare time. So we just took it from there, released one song, and kind of went from there.
Okay. What was the name of that first song he put out?
I think it was
Who
called.
names it? Do you name, like, as a
Nah,
producer? Do you name a song, or does the artist, or is it like collab?
it's a
Like, how does that
collab.
work?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's a collab thing. Sometimes the artists, unless they come into it, they got what they want. But
Okay.
most of the time, it's like, what should I name it? And we just kind of figure out something from
Okay.
there. But the first song, I believe the first song was called Money Talk.
Okay.
Yeah, it's horrible beat. It's a horrible beat. So
I
it's
mean, but you gotta
like,
start somewhere, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yo, if you
I
look at your
think,
tapes from playing basketball, I looked at mine, I'm like, man, that
yeah,
song was trash.
yeah,
Then I look at where I'm at now, I'm like, okay, you had to start
yeah.
somewhere.
I did the same
Hey.
thing, but it's like, dang, but yeah, I do a lot of that. Well, I don't reminisce too much, but every time it comes up, it's because I still listen to it if it comes on the shuffle or whatever.
Okay.
It's just like, dang, like some stuff too cringy. I can't listen to it, but
I got you.
it is.
You had to grow, man. You had
Mhm.
to start somewhere.
Mhm.
Okay. So, like, when you really, like, got out here in the world, graduation's over, you out here living, like, how did you start tapping into different, like, studios, different artists, like, different producers? Like, how did you, like, get into the industry? Like,
I
what did
think
that look like for you?
for me, it was something I wanted to do, but I had to get over the fear of my own, of just feeling like I'm good enough to be
Gotcha.
that
So you felt
engineer,
like
or feel like I'm that
I
producer.
got
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like I spent a lot of time. It wasn't a lot of time, probably a year or two after graduating college, and just kind of like just in like my setup. I'm here. Y'all want to see me? This is where I'm at. Like other than that, I'm not doing nothing else, and that kind of propelled me. And then one day I got a call from a friend of mine, Javen, and he was invited to host this thing called Turn Me Up Tuesdays at a studio called Sync. And I went, and this was kind of like he was in town. He lived in L.A. He was in town for a little bit, and we went. And once we went, I met the owner of the studio. It was kind of like a perfect situation. I didn't really know what it was going to be. I didn't know it was I didn't know it was a studio space. I didn't know people were recording and all that. So I just kind of went to support. Then I ended up getting the engineering spot there. He asked, really, I was asking him to use his space, but when I got in there, he kind of heard some of my work and stuff like that. The owner just kind of brought me in. It was just like, this could be your home. You can engineer and stuff like that. So that was kind of like my first like real like moment of, oh yeah, you can do this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I was trying to work with a lot of locals. The bigger locals, so and they were all in there, so it was kind of like a stepping stone. It was like, oh, like you know what I'm saying, I had to be there, exactly.
Right?
So it's just like, all right, cool. So but yeah, that was kind of that for me.
So networks, I mean, connections are important. Relationships, saying a relationship puts you in the right place at the right time,
for sure.
And then from there you had to let your own talent speak for itself, which I don't see nothing less than, your talent speaking for itself, man. That's crazy. So as an engineer, what does that look like? Because I'm trying to learn a little bit about the music industry. I know producer is a name, artist is a name, engineer, but what did that look like? What were you doing as an engineer?
So engineering is producing as well.
Okay.
You just recording. So you got vocal engineers, you got studio engineers, you got audio engineers. So it's either you could be recording, you could be mixing a song, you could be mastering a song, anything dealing with structuring the audio and fixing the audio to sound like what it sounds like when you release it to the world. On the producer end, you messing with the beats, you messing with the lyrics, you messing with a lot of you're structuring the song and creating it. So that's the difference.
Making it from the beginning to almost like the end, beginning to the end for real.
Yeah, I'd rather do the producing part though. I like engineering. I've grown to like engineering now. I would say that, but it's not my. I rather produce.
Oh yeah. You
like,
found your sweet spot and what you like to do. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's why when it comes to this, podcasting thing, I like talking, but everything else look, let me talk to the guests, and then the behind the scenes, everything else need to happen, build a team for that. But engineering, producing a song, in the studio.
Yeah.
I know you met some crazy people.
Yeah.
I know you met some crazy people. So
man.
are you? Who have you met? Who have you seen been able to be around so far? Like, I mean, just who you
I've
just
probably
been?
met some people.
You ain't got to name drop everybody. I mean, just what I'm saying, one or two people. I mean, you done seen somebody like. Just ran across this again for being in the right place at the right time.
Right place, right time. I done seen um, artist named Vori. Of course, I gotta name him. Working with him. Local artist, Hot Boy Shaq, P Frank. I've been in rooms with the Nick Cannons of the world, the Hitman Hollers, all the Wildin' Out crew. I'm leaving a lot of people out. I'm drawing a blank thinking of everybody.
It's all good. I mean,
but
you didn't
like,
already, you know what I'm saying, hit from being in the area where you are, the artist there, and then from expanding out to, you know what I'm saying, just anywhere that you've been. I mean, the artists you named are not, you know, in this area.
Ruby Rose, Bass Swag, Rod 49, man, Sauce Walker.
Hey.
Sauce Walker. We got one on the way. That just happened, though. That just happened. That's why I ain't know that one. That just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The list can go on, man. It's overwhelming. I try not to get caught up in that. That's why I can't tell you. Like, I try to just keep working, and I gotta get out of that in a sense. Just because that becomes your conversation piece or your conversation starter, and a lot of people want to know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it could work
both ways.
It could work both ways. It could be something that can help you or hurt you at the end of the day. For
and
real.
I don't think it's hurt me. I think more so I just want to be more aware of my accolades, if that makes sense.
For sure. You definitely gotta have the stats, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So, stats,
but
man.
I've been putting in the work for so long. You kind of like you don't remember the accolades, and I'm a workaholic, so I just like to work. We get the results. Let's go to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm definitely missing a lot of people off that list, and I'm gonna come back and be like, I'm gonna shout it out at the end of the
let's do that. Let's do that.
Sure,
so I did want to ask a question because this has been something like, I mean, I know it was a time where we met, where I brought you to Danville, where I was trying to get a studio, you know, saying built from the ground up, and I was trying to understand just the basic concepts of mixing and mastering. I'm thinking you go in the studio, record a song, and that's pretty much it. Like, while you're recording, you're actually tweaking the song and make sure it sounds good, but that's not the case. You go ahead and record a song, and then from there, it's different steps. The next two steps will be mixing, which is one thing, and mastering, which is another.
What's the difference?
Yes.
So mixing, well, one, when you go in the studio, anybody that's an artist or anything, you're not getting certain studios you will, but you're not getting a mix and master when you leave the studio. You're getting a rough mix. So when you leave, it's just gonna be a vocal sounding good enough and the beat sounding good enough to please you. You know what I'm saying? Once after that, it's like, okay, it's the mixing process. The mixing process is making sure the beat and the vocals sit and mesh well. So that way it doesn't sound like two different things, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So
like somebody recorded in the shower or in jail, and then the beat.
Exactly. Okay. If you notice the people that, you know, like Tory Lanez, for instance, he just dropped the whole album from, you know, his situation, and it sounds crazy. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's the magic of audio engineering, having those tools to really like structure that. You know what I'm saying? And build that. Okay, this is too much headroom. The headroom in the camera and in the, you know, audio is two different things, but the same thing. You know, noise cancellation, compression, all of these different things, and you know, you can get caught up in it, you know, learning it and trying to figure it out, but it's real simple. And once you understand what everything is doing and its purpose for doing it, it's all simple. But and then mastering is basically taking that after you got both of them sound cohesive, you take that and you make it big. Okay. So now you're making it for the radio. So now you wanna. Okay, it needs to be loud. It needs to be louder. So a lot of the times when you mix it, it's not at the peak level. So once it gets to that peak level, I mean, once you mix it, then you can lift it up. You get what I'm saying? So that way you're not lifting up like, you don't want to pick up some dirt and make some, you know what I'm saying? You want to polish it first and then make it to be this big sculpture that it is. You know?
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense with the mixing. Okay. So let's take it back to about 2023.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You dropped the album. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Why? Why did you drop it? And where did the idea come from?
Honestly, the idea came from like me battling my own problems and stuff like that personal problems, friendship problems, whatever that was. And it was just kind of like a thing to prove to myself, kind of, and prove to, other people. I wasn't doing it for other people, but I was doing it to show other people, I guess, a way to do it, or that you can do it, or like it was more of like a motivational thing, but I ended up making it something crazier than what I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? So
that was crazy.
That was cool.
Crazy.
But yeah, so that was my whole thing out of it, just being in isolation, trying to figure out. I was at that point, 2017, where I walked in the studio, I got that part, I worked with all the local artists, and it was just like, all right, I'm at this point where I have all these resources at my disposal.
Yeah.
How can I use them? And then how can I use them? And how can I push my name in the midst of that and build my name and my brand? So that's really what that was. And everybody that I didn't get no no's from nobody. I definitely turned down some songs. We had about 20, 30 songs that we chose from. I think I put 12 to 18 or something. It was something like that on there. And everybody was everybody was.
I was about to say, what was that selection process like? Because I saw, some heavy hitters on that album.
Yeah.
And I was like, did you handpick? Like, did you specifically say, hey, look, I want to work with you, I want to do these songs? Or I heard you say that, a lot of people sent songs to you and you had to select from there. Yeah. So was it a combination of the two?
Yeah, it was a combination of the two. I recorded, the recording process took about a year, almost.
Wow.
Yeah, almost. Probably about 8-9 months.
Okay.
But I took a break from a 2-month break in between that. But a lot of that was, hey, I'm trying to start working with this person. I don't have access to this person yet, but I can get access to this person. I got access to the person. All right, now let me see if he can do me a favor. You know what I'm saying? And then we work. Okay, boom, that's cool. We build a relationship. So a lot of it was that with my heavy hitters. With everybody else, it was just kind of like using my network.
Yeah.
Who's who and what. This is what I'm trying to do. Y'all come in. I rented the studio out 2 or 3 times for people. You know what I'm saying? We made sure the vibes were set so you could just come in and create. That's my whole thing. I like to, bring people in so they can create freely. And when you create freely, you get masterpieces like that. So it's,
for sure.
Yeah, so that was my whole thing, my whole setup behind it. It wasn't too drawn out. It wasn't too overcomplicated. And shout out to everybody that did help me. It was a long list of people, you included. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. What's the name of the album, man? Let them know where they can go download that right now.
Shooting for the Stars, man. 2023, dropped 2023. It's still going.
Still going.
Still listening to it.
Still pop up on my playlist when I'm riding.
Yeah.
Still
you know what I'm saying? $100 State still going crazy. Know Me Better still going crazy.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Know Me Better?
Favorite.
Okay,
that's my favorite.
Yeah, shout out BLE D-Lo. Shout out Nameless and them boys, man, over there.
Oh,
but yeah, it's still going crazy, and it's out on all platforms. Videos out on my YouTube, those productions. So yeah.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Man. I didn't know it took that long to actually, you know what I'm saying, get on. I mean, like you said, about a year to get all that stuff together, and then you released it and had an album release party.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Yeah, it was around my birthday, a little bit before my birthday. So
that was an experience, man.
That
was an experience, man. I don't think I ever been to one before. That was good, and to know the person is it just made it feel that much better. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy.
And that was crazy because a lot of people that showed up, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I only knew I knew people, but I only knew so I was just okay. Well, how y'all, you know what I'm saying? All right, so something must be working. You know what I'm saying? Something's working. So that's really that was a good reassurance moment for me too, as far as what I've been doing from 2017 to 2023. At that point, it was almost 6 years. So it was just okay, it was a reassurance of you doing this, you on the right path. This is what this is. So
I'm about to say, you completed it. You told me why you started it. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to prove something to yourself and to other people if they needed it to kind of set your, you know what I'm saying, your place in the industry. Did it do it for you? Once it was complete and all that was accomplished and it was done, how did you feel? Did you feel like you accomplished your goal?
Hell yeah. I definitely felt like that. I think The only moment, like I said earlier, I don't have those moments too often. But I did have that moment at the release party after it was over. And I think I walked to the car and it was just like it had released because I had set it up to release after the release party.
Okay.
So once
Okay.
everybody left, they could just
I listened to it on
download.
the way back. I
Yeah,
listened on the way
so
home.
that's what it was, and it was just like, oh yeah, it's out. Everybody showing me. I was like, oh damn. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
out there. So and then
Yeah.
people listen to it, and then seeing the streams and like, man, I've never got that many streams like in that small time of a period. So that was kind of a good thing for me too, and that's what really makes me want to do it again because it's just like, okay, that's the formula.
So is it another one coming? Is that what I hear on the? Is it another one coming?
Soon,
I got you.
soon. I don't know when. I don't know.
I know
Like,
that's right.
I just because it's a lot. It's a lot
for
more
sure.
stuff that's going on. I'm like I'm in the industry now, so it's just a certain way that you got to handle things, and just learning that is just you gotta kind of maneuver around it, and it takes time. So
Yes.
so I definitely want to do another one, but I want the right people on it. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. That
so
makes sense.
that's what that's what
bigger
I'm
and
doing.
better the next go around.
Exactly.
So you've been in the industry. You said about 8 years, and you've been doing this thing. And I heard started in college, had family background with this thing, and been around it for all your life. Like, what kind of mentors have you come across along the way, or like some people that you have had help you throughout this process? Because you say you're in the industry now, which means you put in work for a couple of years to get to the point where you are right now. So like, was it anybody that was like instrumental in you getting to where you are right now?
I would say I didn't have too many mentors. I never really had mentors like that growing up. Coaches, I did play basketball, so I guess you could consider them mentors. But as far as in the music, my dad, and I only say that because he let me rock out. So it wasn't like nah, do it this way and this way. We have fell out about the music and stuff like that, but that's what it come with. But as far as mentors, I would say now I have one, kinda sorta. So not too many in the music, but as far as like basketball, you have coaches and things like that. So I've always had help and mentors there as well. But I just had a lot of helping hands as far as like not necessarily coaching me in the right direction, but just like I see you doing this, you doing you doing a good job, reassurance, you know what I'm saying? This X, Y, and Z, maybe think about this, and that's the thing. But I do have somebody now that I kind of lean on for a lot of stuff. Just going into the industry. I just talked to him before this about a whole nother situation. So he's been helped, you know what I'm saying? And he's kind of going through the same things that I'm going through as far as like everything changing and life changing things happening. But I'm able to like very reliable, you know what I'm saying? Able to rely on him. He able to rely on me, and it's been cool. Like I guess that's the first person that I've been able to really be like, hey, I got a call. I got a question. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what is going on. How do I respond to this? Like, I don't know what to do.
That's important to have right there, man.
Yeah.
Somebody to be able to, help guide you, answer your questions, give you that quick feedback on, whether it's good or bad, to be able to move forward when you really want to make a name for yourself and be somebody. Like, you establish yourself, like you trying to go like as far as you can go. So I mean, to have somebody right now in the space that you're in to be able to talk to and call on is that's important. That's key. That's real key.
Yeah.
So what's a day in the life of making a beat look like? You know what I'm saying? Like what does that look like? Do you have to like be in the moment? Like, because I play the drums, you know what I'm saying? I can make beats myself, but I mean, is it like a mindset you have to get in and kind of sit there just make a whole bunch of beats, or like do you just like do it? Like, yo, let me just make some beats and you know what I'm saying?
I feel like lately, at first it was just let me just do it. Let me just get in there and just trial and error. Let me figure out what I'm doing. Press these buttons, press these keys. Let me figure out what this does. What if I do this? Now it's more of strategic.
Okay.
You gotta be intentional with every cook up. Like it can't be just we in here just messing around. Like who's this for? Who we sending it to? Because it's like that phone. Once that phone start ringing, it keep ringing. It might slow up or something, but it's not gonna stop ringing. And you just want to be prepared for that. That's the whole thing. You want to be prepared because in the music industry, it's that. It's like it's there, and if you're not attentive right then, you might not get that opportunity again. So, a day in the life making beats is coming in the studio whenever the day is over or whenever I get some free time or whatever I'm in the mood now. I like to make beats when I'm in the mood. Now.
Okay.
I don't necessarily just go in and just you know. So whenever I'm in the mood, I get in there and we try to make as many as we can.
Okay.
Sometimes it be 2, sometimes it be 10, sometimes it be 17. You know,
it
depends.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, and then when it's like, you said knowing who you sending the beat to. So I mean, I know I watch movies and I watch shows. I'm very attentive when I'm watching these things. Is it important for you as a producer to study artists and people that you want to work with, so that way you know if that phone call comes in, what kind of beat to have? Like, is there certain beats like you want upbeat, slow pace, R&B vibe? Or, like, do you have to know those type of things, or do you have like a like a lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how basketball had like point guards, post players, like you stay in your lane and what you do.
Yeah.
So with beats, is it like, you had the more the, upbeat or, what I'm saying, fast paced type deal, or maybe the R&B vibe, so they know to call you, get you the R&B vibe. You know what I'm saying? Is that how it is?
So with certain producers, it's like that.
Okay.
Certain people stick to what they know and they're good at. Or certain people, that's all they know and that they don't know that's all that they're good at. For me, like I can do anything, any genre of music.
Let's get it. Let's
get
it.
You know what
I'm
saying? That's just being brought up in that, so I can be able to hear what's going on. But yeah, so that's like, hold on, what was the initial question though?
That was it.
That
Just
was
like,
it?
you know what I'm saying, like how,
Yeah.
like making the beats. Is it knowing your clientele first, like who you're trying to get the beat for, or is it more like, do you stay in your lane? I asked like 2 questions. Like, do you stay in your lane and produce what you know and just answer the calls and to be able to produce for them, or like you just said, you like you know you well rounded with beat making, so and they can call you for any beat for the most part.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
they need
So
something.
it's just about being intentional. That's where the intention comes in, because you want to know, all right, who's calling for beats right now? Who needs some? Who's gonna be around? They didn't call, but they might be in town this week. Just knowing, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of that stuff happens very fast. Like, you might get a call, hey, I need this. He gonna be here tonight. Oh, well, I'm doing it. You ain't got time to be doing that. You gotta go
and
boom.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying? Go do what you gotta do, get it done, and then you go from there. But yeah, that's basically that. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any artists you want to work with? Is anybody like this on your list of?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got some people I want to sit down right here with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who is anybody you want to work with that you haven't had a chance to yet?
Yeesh, a lot of people. I want to work with Kanye.
Okay.
People don't like Kanye right now.
Man,
And
look,
that's okay.
art is art. Art is art.
All right.
Man, art is, that's where I'm at with it. Art is art. He's very talented.
Yeah.
Very talented.
So I want to work with Kanye, and I also want to work with. I feel like that's probably like the only person that I really like is on my bucket list. Like that I'll be like, oh, I'm in the studio with Kanye. Other than that, it's kind of like, all right, cool, we can work together. You know what I'm saying?
What is it about Kanye?
I don't know. He's one of my favorite artists. Yeah. I grew up on him. Like, my mom loves him. Like, it's just,
he's multi-talented for
sure. Multi-talented.
Like, man,
he's a producer.
What?
He's a producer turned artist. So his story is like crazy. You know
Plays
what I'm saying?
multiple instruments, right?
Yeah.
The keys.
So he does it also. Like, just seeing that and the crazy part is I know he's heard some of my music before.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So
okay.
it's like, so it's like, all right, cool. Like, we getting there, we getting steps.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. But yeah, so Kanye right now. I want to work with 50 Cent too.
Okay.
I fuck with 50 Cent.
Okay,
Oh,
you back now?
like
You
that.
good?
Okay,
You good?
yeah.
You back in the you back in the
that's-
90s, early 2000s era?
That's my favorite artist.
Not 90s,
That's
early
one of my
2000s
favorite
for
artists.
sure.
I came up on 50.
Okay.
Get Rich or Die Trying. I thought I was 50 Cent.
Yo, that was
yeah, I thought I was 50 Cent.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Motorcycle and stuff. Then it wasn't dirty, but I was wiping it down, make sure it's clean and 50 Cent.
That
you know
was
what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, but yeah, that Kanye, 50 Cent. I like. I don't work with Lil Shimmy before. I like his art, his music. Rob 49, G Herbo. I work with G Herbo.
Okay.
Producer wise, I think I want to work with more producers than artists.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, so I think
So what
that's
kind
what
of
it is.
producers? Okay, who you looking at?
Yeah, Southside Metro.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Mike Will, TM88.
So knowing these producers,
DY
these are the names that
Crazy.
you'll hear. Some of them, like the good ones, they'll
Yeah,
say the name and the beat.
yeah.
Okay.
Tay Keith. A lot of
Say that one more time.
Tay Keith.
Okay, I'm thinking of they saying take heed the whole
Oh,
time.
nah.
I hear that Georgia. I'm like, take heed. I'm like, what? Why they saying some crazy?
Nah,
Like,
take heed.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Some up and coming producers. I think we are the up and coming producers
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like we kind of figuring that out. Like it's a lane open for us now to create whatever that is for the next 10, 20 years, and that's where we sitting at. As far as the home team and the people that I work with, and it's kind of like it's surreal. It's a surreal thing to see.
Yeah.
But, it's fun. It's and it's life changing. So
yeah. All right. So let me know about not even let me know. Have you had a time in your life where something has happened that kind of like set you back a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Don't lie, 2 years been like that. Honestly.
Okay, so what did that look like? What was that setback, and how did you bounce back?
I think after 2023, after I dropped Shooting for the Stars, a lot of stuff started happening for me, good and bad. A lot more good than bad. But I think the bad came in at a time where I had to, like, it was forcing me to pivot, I guess. Not even losing the crib, but just moving my crib and thinking I'm going somewhere that I'm not, and now I'm not there. I don't got a crib. I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That, just trial and errors, relationship problems, personal problems, friendship problems. A lot of that kind of weighs in on me. Money problems too. You have financial problems dealing with this. You go all in on something and it's not paying at first. It's like, boy, but now we're at a point where it's like you kind of getting all of that back. You're getting all the stuff that you worked for in those years, and you stick with it. You kind of get that back. But yeah, just relationship, friendships, and females and stuff like that. That's been rocky because you got your friends that as there, but they go through life too. So they separate. We all separate in our own ways. It's not no beef, but we just kind of like go in our own routes in life. You know what I'm saying? That kind of dealt with me because I wasn't used to that in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come from that, I guess. We was, you go from being with the collective group every day to everybody kind of dispersing. And it's like that's all you know. And then you kind of dive into something that is bigger than you at the moment, and then you got to go into it, not by yourself, but you got to be in the rooms by yourself. You got to do the work by yourself, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, that's a moment where you have to kind of lock in with yourself, and then financially, everybody have financial problems, but that comes with it when you're doing, freelancing work, when you're doing all of this, I just had to hone in and really focus in on my finances, kind of like so I could better my situation, because at the end of the day, it ain't nobody's situation but yours, and at the end of the day, you create your reality, so learning a lot of that. And then diving back into music, falling back in love with that, trying to figure that out because it wasn't paying, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing all this work, but it ain't, okay, I'm trying to do the financial thing, so I get sidetracked getting money. So it's like, okay, the money's cool, but this is not, I'm not happy doing it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not happy doing it, and I feel like that's where a lot of people in life kind of it's a discrepancy between the two, like, you want to do things financially. You want to be financially well off, but you want to do what you love, and you got to get to a point where those two things could collide, because it doesn't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? So
you gotta have faith.
Yeah, you gotta have faith and all of that, and it happens for everybody at different times. Some people it happens faster. Some people it happens longer. But they say comparison is the thief of joy, so you can't really like You can't do that. You gotta just keep going, and you gotta be there for who's there for you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that, went on in the last 2 years, and I'm here. I'm stronger, better. You know what I'm saying? So
Always
yeah,
get you on the other side. You're
yeah,
like, ha, I
yeah,
see it. Like you like,
exactly.
yes,
Yep,
I'm here.
exactly.
Okay. So what are some of those other means of making money look like for you?
Anything. Like I'm a hustler, so
Okay. I know you talked. You said entrepreneurship
yeah,
early on in events planning. So
yeah.
I mean, did any of those things kind of?
Oh yeah, events. My moving company.
Okay.
I had started that last year
Okay.
in the summer, so that kind of took over. Like it took over more of the music thing. It was working for me. I was, you know what I'm saying. The financial thing was figuring itself out. But I kind of got drawn into that more than the music, or I would be tired. I don't want to go to the studio. It's like, nah, that's not necessarily what we doing it for. We doing it for so you can keep doing the music part. That door dashing, Ubering. I still Uber. You know what I'm saying, to this day until that hit come get me out. Um, but a lot of just hustling, just making money, making ends meet. Breaking that down, understanding finances, doing research on finances, doing like figuring out how to really scale and grow something from wherever you at. So that was really that for me, and it taught me a lot in entrepreneurship. And now it's like, okay, this is how you can get something done. This is the way you can obtain it. This is where you can get the money from. This is where you can. This is the things you need, and a lot of the things that you need, you already have. So.
You right about that.
Yeah, that was my financial journey. So I kind of learned that, and now kind of reaping the benefits of just staying down on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So.
Man, hey, look, you didn't let it stop you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't let it hold you back. You kept pushing, and you made it here. You kept saying, like, now I'm here now. So what is this looking like for you? Like, you're here now in a different space, 8 years later in the industry, producing. And I know, you know what I'm saying, like, your trajectory moving forward is, like, going crazy. I already know it's like going crazy. So what does that look like for you? Like, you saying you're here now, like, what is that?
What is now?
Yeah.
Now it's a lot more studio time. It's paying me.
Okay.
And it's paying me good. Yes. All we need them to do is drop.
Yes.
We need y'all to drop. That's all we need y'all to do is drop, and we can, we take it from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot more connections, a lot more people that have access to the things that you would need. The companies that are giving away the money, all of that. But now it's just like what we've been saying. It's the start. So now we got to go back to where we were in the beginning when we fell in love with doing it. Now you got to fall in love again, and keep doing it and keep going, because the people that you're around now. I think for me, my biggest shock has been the work ethic of everybody that is in the industry.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
In what way? Like, is it in a good way? Like, they working?
What?
Okay. So you see why they here. Yeah, like, the way you're working is like, okay, I see why you're here.
Exactly. Okay. So that's been my reality for the last like half a year now. You know what I'm saying? So it's
where you measure your work ethic, you feel like he was already there.
No, the work ethic match up. That's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're not gonna be like, it's kind of like when you walk in a classroom and not a race thing, but you walk in and you see some black people, you like, oh, okay, yeah, there you go, okay, yeah. So it's like, but the work ethic of everybody, at the end that's actually involved in the industry, it's not all perfect, but it's a different type of work ethic, and that's what I kind of is thriving me and pushing me now, because I'm seeing that for the first time. You kind of hear about it in interviews like this, and you hear people tell their side of the story. But when you're actually in there, it's like, man, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, like, hold on, man. Like, I seen hit songs. I've heard hit songs, seen hit songs made before they come out. Months and months and months and months. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to hear it, and it's like, okay, you're like, oh, nah, that's a hit. Yeah. And then it come out, and it's like, oh, nah, that's a hit. You're like, oh, okay, this is how it goes. So it's a whole, like, it's actual feeling. And, like, I'm I can feel it now, like talking about it. You know what I'm
So
saying?
your next hit you about to produce?
Yeah, you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Exactly. So, but yeah, it's just keeping that going and you know, staying the course, staying focused, staying locked in on whatever it is that you know your goal is, and you know, keeping like-minded people around you.
That's
Keeping
very,
you know,
very
keeping
important.
like-minded people and focused people around you, genuine people. And then the sky's the limit. Like the sky's the limit.
You said I'm word.
Yeah.
Your environment. I think we've been tapping
Yeah.
into that for a little minute now. Like the certain, you know, who you're around the most and your environment, what it looks like, and how that shapes. You know what I'm saying? Like your path and where you're going and what you're doing and how successful or not successful you are. So I mean, that's dope that you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hey, like-minded people around you because you're in rooms and that's important to grasp that concept early on.
Yep.
It'll help you propel faster, man.
Yeah, it'll help you and it'll help others.
Yes.
It'll help others, and that's what my main thing has been, like seeing people or helping others and seeing people help others as well. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people you can get lost in your mind and be like, oh well, nobody does this for me. I do this for everybody, and it's like that's your perspective on it. You know what I'm saying? And that might not be true. You know what I'm saying? And this person is doing this, and he included you, so that means you know what I'm saying. So you just gotta kind of have a different perspective on the whole thing. You know, don't fall for nothing, but you know,
definitely
have a
your
good, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Good judge of character.
Yeah, definitely have a good judge of character, and you know, people be alright. You know what I'm saying. But, yeah, so that's now. A lot of good stuff coming.
I already know. I expect nothing less, man. I was about to call you like, yo, what's up? Hey, look, don't be up under the rug and let me get up on it, man. You gotta get to it. You gotta get to it. What would you say the biggest lesson you've learned thus far? Like in the industry, like what's the biggest lesson you've learned?
Consistency. Yeah, that's the only lesson.
Yeah,
consistency, man. That's because you like even myself. Like I'm consistent. You're always gonna be more consistent than somebody. You know what I'm saying? So your consistency, you know, if it's at the level of consistency that you needed to be at. So it's up to you to kind of. It's a lot of self things that you have to go into that. So if you know you're not being consistent, if I say I need to make 3 beats a day for a whole month and I'm not, and I miss 2 days.
Yeah.
One day it's like, all right, what was you doing that day? 2 days it's like, all right, nah, you BSing, bro. Like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? So, and then also seeing the results on that. That's a big thing for people because people need to see results to feel like they're accomplishing something.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
a human thing.
seeing results, but you don't realize the results until I feel like after the fact or when somebody tells you. Because a lot of people don't pick up on themselves. They don't pick up on what they doing themselves, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's everybody, but yeah, the consistency, being consistent, staying consistent, you know, and honing in on that, staying focused on being consistent, and then it can happen. That's how those overnight stories happen. The people happen like, you know, I was doing this for a whole year. Yeah, that's all he was doing for a whole year. He sacrificed X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? He sacrificed money, his relationships, his family, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to put something aside to do what you want to do, and that's the part where this consistency comes in. So yeah.
I think I saw like recently on Instagram like when you said consistency, that's important. I know that you know when you really know what it takes to be, you gotta do that. And hey, you gotta wait. You making too much noise over there. You making my work hard when I get back in there. I gotta edit. Man, you spoke on some good points when you said consistency, because that's really important to be consistent in something. But online, I was looking at something recently, and I saw consistency, success, but I also saw sacrifice. Like in order to get there before the success, like a lot of people don't see the sacrifices that have to be made, or that you even have to make a sacrifice. Some people think, like you said, you be consistent so long that it's just going to happen, but no, you have to sacrifice something. Like something is going to have to be put on the back burner in order for you to be successful in whatever that looks like for you. You know what I'm saying? I can be consistent all day, but if I'm not sacrificing somewhere else, relationship, like you said, family, you know, whatever else that I'm doing, if I'm not sacrificing something to make this one thing that I'm focusing on and consistently flourish, then it's not gonna happen. Exactly. Like I've been in that cycle, trying to do too many things at one time. Like all these ideas, like 2 or 3 at one time, and nothing happened because I'm nowhere I'm focusing on, nowhere I'm being consistent, and I wasn't sacrificing. I'm not sacrificing, waiting on those 2 ideas. Because let me get this one going and moving and doing what I need to do, and then I can come back to them other ones once I get going. I didn't want to sacrifice, but I got nowhere. So you have to sacrifice, but it's a hard pill to swallow for some people, like myself included, where that sacrifice, man.
Yeah, and I feel like that is a hard pill to swallow, is because people get lost in the word. And so we grew up, we grew up on, most of our black people, we grew up in churches, and so the word sacrifice is gonna throw anybody off. You hear, what I'm saying? So it's a loss in the word, but the word really means a lot more than that. And I feel like you learn what the word means when you start to do what you want to do. Yes. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of people that tell you, oh, sacrifice, they use the word for what they think the word is used for. They didn't sacrifice something, or maybe they did and they didn't know, what I'm saying, or whatever the case. You can't really blame people for not knowing, but like maybe that word can put a bad mental on a lot of people, and especially when you talk about family and relationships and doing one thing, people don't think that you can accomplish something and something small, and people don't think you can accomplish 2 things at one time, or multiple things at one time. But I feel like it's the word. It's the word. So it's cool. The people that attach to it, they attach to it, and they can propel. The people that don't, they they might prepare, they might not. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. So, but that's my 2 cents on that.
Hey, that's beneficial. That's dope. That's important information. The different perspective to hear that, from different industries too. I can talk to people that's in like teaching and mentoring all the time, and they say things like that where it makes sense. But when you talking about it in the music industry, it's like, well, what do you know what I'm saying? Nobody talks about the sacrifices that they made until they made it. Exactly. You normally don't hear a lot of those different stories until I'm, 2 million in. I'm a billionaire now. Oh yeah, I sacrificed. Yeah. That was probably 15, 20 years ago. Exactly. It's almost irrelevant. It's not irrelevant because you had to sacrifice, but 15 years. No. What happened in that process? Exactly. I didn't know some sacrifices you're dealing with along the way, man. Really. Along the way, man. But like, I guess so. Like when you're in the industry, right? What will be one thing that, like, we watch a lot of TV. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff is on TV. We all these reality shows, different things like that, dealing with the industry of music, on the music side of things. So what would you say will be something that we might see on TV that looks like it's really happening that's really not? Or the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Like something that's really going on when you in this thing, but TV shows the complete opposite of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they make it look good, but behind the scenes, you like, yo, you ain't see before, you know what I'm saying? They came there with the cameras like, this is really what's going on. They just want to show this one scene right here.
Yeah, a lot of it is like that. A lot of it's like that. People, dang, I'm trying to think of the saying. I can't.
But like they show, like so they'll show the production of the music, like, but it's not like so. If I'm coming in to record with you, like let's say I'm the artist coming in to record, that whole process, is that a conversation if I've never worked with you? Like, are we sitting down, we're having a conversation, we're talking a little bit beforehand, then you have, you know what I'm saying, then you tell me to go in there and start recording and stuff, and then, you know what I'm saying, they do show the ins and outs, oh no, stop this, too high there, re-record. I know they show that part, but I mean, it's like a kind of like a quick process. Let me book in the studio. Let me get in here. I want to work with Dose. I get in there, studio. I record, and then I'm gone. Like
that depends on the artist, though. Okay. So like some artists, they like to set the tone. Now I'm in the industry. A lot of artists book bigger blocks. So so they'll book 4 to 8 hours. Okay. And, they might get in there in the first hour. They just want to listen to whatever they just made. You know what I'm saying? They want to vibe or whatever. They want to set the tone. Because the music is a feeling. So people like to set the tone. And they want to get in. That's the thing I learned. Like I was speaking on that earlier. Like it's a feeling. And at that high level, everybody is operating off of feeling in the music. So when you listening to it, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel. That's a real feeling. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what makes the greats the greats. But as far as the process, it's just, coming in there. It depends on the artist. Some art, like I said, they like to come in there and chill and vibe. Some like to have their girls in there. Some like to have their drink or whatever they like to do. And then, some people come in there and they just go straight to it. They got whatever they wrote. They want to they got the ideas. Depend on the studio time, how much you paying too.
Yeah.
Cause you can't play when you paying $115 an hour. You know what I'm saying, for studio time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. Yeah. So you gotta go in there, get what you getting done, and get up out of there. So, but yeah, like stuff like that, and just kind of. It just varies. I've seen all different type of things. People that want the lights out. People that don't want nobody in the room. People that want everybody in the room. It's a party in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I haven't seen.
But you hit the key point. It's a feeling of what what's necessary. But that was interesting that you said the artist might book a 4 to 8 hour block and they come in and listen to whatever they were doing before. You know what I'm saying? What they recently recorded, kind of get going, and then they move into the next phase of you know what I'm saying, whatever they're going to do for that time that they have blocked with you. That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's a different perspective. Like I don't never. Well, it might have been shown in a couple movies, but I mean, it's not like it's not frequently shown that process on this side. But you talking about the partying or a lot of people around scene or you know what I'm saying, just getting that vibe. I mean, that scene is depicted a lot on TV.
Definitely. So it's definitely a lot of work though. Of course it's fun, of course it's vibes, but when you got real artists in there, like they will kick you out. We having fun. There's a lot of people in here, but if you're interrupting what I'm doing, you will get kicked out. Like I've seen that too. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about the results.
It's all about the results. So. When if I'm trying to get in my mode and whatever that look like, it might not look like I'm trying to you, but I am, you know what I'm saying? And if you interrupt that, you can't be a part of this, regardless. So it's a fine line between working and playing, and most of the time everybody's just work. It's work, and then we have fun in the process of working. If that makes sense.
That's valid for sure. Yeah. That's valid. That's dope, man. I had to ask.
Yeah.
See what it looked like. I know you say you in there. I know what's it really like going on in there. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they show a lot of people talk about it, but what's really going on?
Yeah.
So to an aspiring producer, maybe like a young person or somebody that's not really young, but they really want to get into producing, like what kind of advice would you give them to get started and to go? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna tell them to do the speakers in the aux joint with the Chromebook, but that's valid though, for real. That's real valid if that's what it takes to get started to see if you're really gonna take this thing serious or not. But like, what kind of advice would you give them to
one, come tap in with your boy Dose, man. Come tap in with us.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna start reaching out to more youth and stuff like that. I've done beats and it's called Beats and Sneaks. It's like like an event for kids, for the youth. We teach them how to vocal produce, how to make beats, how to DJ, and then they performed all of their music too. So it was crazy. It was back to school.
That's a sweet spot right there.
But so you can come check us out. Come, we'll get you right. But also just starting. It's plenty of things. Like I started on a website. Like you could start on BandLab. BandLab is free. All these kids got BandLab now. You on your phone. GarageBand is free. It comes with your iPhone. What else? You could start anywhere. Go to choir classes. Like, you know what I'm saying? In elementary school, I went to a performing arts school. We all had to take choir classes. Yeah. We all had to take art classes. We all had to take theater classes. You know what I'm saying? I probably can with the auto-tune on. But that's not it. But so like just any way, anything that you can get your hands on creatively, do it, and do it to your best capability, and also you're not wrong with what you're thinking or however you feel like you can create. Just create, you know what I'm saying? Just create, and then soon you'll be getting interviewed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So what's been your best moment
so far?
Your best moment, most memorable.
All right, I got two. One is when I dropped when Forey dropped his album this year. That was like a surreal moment because he put out a EP before in November and he released the song. So I kind of went through. That was my first time going through the process of actual industry, like how it works when an artist is once your beat, he wants to get on it, he wants to release it to the world. You know what I'm saying? Figuring out all of that, the lawyers and all of that, contracts and all of that. Yeah, it's a whole ball game. So that was a moment that I'll probably never forget. That I learned. It was a learning lesson for me. A good learning lesson. I don't want to say it was a bad thing. And then I would say recently, I think in January, I was in the studio with Rob 49, Moschino. Wow, who was in there? I think it was just them. Vori was in there, and it was just like a moment of like all of my producer friends that I've grown to work with here in Charlotte. Okay, we were all there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it was kind of like a full circle moment, if that makes sense. Like it was just more like I can be comfortable in this moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm with one of the biggest artists in the world right now, the biggest songwriter in the world right now, the biggest upcoming artist in the world. You know what I'm saying? And we in here making music, and it's like it's 5 producers, and when y'all got some beats, like you know what I'm saying? So it's like that moment. It's that moment of like, oh, is he talking to me? Like you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, cool. Like okay, this that moment. But yeah, just that and seeing, my peers and their success as well is just like, those are the biggest things, We got one of the big, and I say I didn't make the beat, but we got one of the biggest songs in the world right now that came out of this studio probably, you know what I'm saying? So,
what's the name of that song?
What the hell?
Okay.
My boy, shout out my boy Shell, he just made that. I always give props do shout out my boy Shell. He made it. What the hell? Y'all probably know that. All the little kids know it.
Let's go.
Yeah, man, I seen that come about, and that was another thing. Like for me, it's just like, oh nah, it's really going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's right here. You know what I'm saying? I can touch it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like okay.
You can touch it, it's real.
Yeah, when you can touch it, it's real, and that's a real saying. So it's just like dealing with all of that, seeing all of that, seeing people's success in that. It motivated me and pushed me to keep going, like so I can have the same benefits, and then also give back to the next generation, because that's something the Carolinas don't have. So that's my whole thing, is to put the Carolinas on, and the next generation of the Carolinas, so that way they don't have to do what we did from the ground up. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Talk about that, then. I love that. I love that. Giving back to the kids, building that foundation that they give back. But I love that. That's where my heart lies right there, man. For sure. We definitely gonna have to lock in on that.
Of course.
Man, what you want to leave the people with, man? What you want to leave us with? Man, Dose. What Dose? Come on, hey, Dose, drop that hot. Yeah,
drop that hot shit, man. That's me. It's your boy. Follow me on Instagram at DOSPRODX. TikTok, The Real Dose. Twitter or X now at DOSPRODX. YouTube Dose Productions. That's really it, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate, all the, supporters, the thoughts and the everything that people been giving me so far. I'm at really a loss for words. I don't feel like I've really accomplished nothing, but we here, so we doing it, and it's
very
like
humble, you gotta live,
you gotta live in your truth, and accept it for what it is, and then just keep going. So keep going, don't stop, never let nobody tell you what you can't do, and
get it. Yeah. So if I want to book with you, what I need to do?
Hit my DM. I gave you the socials. Hit my DM, or hit my management. It's all in there. So
let's get it, man. This been real, man. Another episode brought to y'all by Stats Global Podcast. I'm your host, Coach T. Man, where ambition meets real talk. We out.